Hello, good evening, everyone. Look, I'm gonna bring it closer. As you all can see, I am wearing black. It's not a nice evening. It's not the usual time for me to come live, but as a mother, as a sister, as everyone who have a conscience, this is not a time for you to stay silent. Yes. There's something happening, and it's trending online everywhere. Tonight, I don't just want to tell a story. I want to share a cry for justice. A cry that belongs to every child whose voice was silent before the world could even get a chance to listen. There's a story trending right now online. The story of a 13-year-old girl from Nigeria. Her name is Ochania Obanji. Her Christian name is Elizabeth. Her story breaks the heart of every mother, every sister, every human with a conscience. What happened to Ochania? We have to stop the silence. We have to stop the neglect. We have to stop saying protecting family names. Protecting family names. And we have to actually use the law, not just written on papers, and keeping them and never doing anything to it. What happened to Ochania Obanje Elizabeth? What happened to her? The video of her and the story is trending online everywhere. So today is not just a regular storytelling. This is a cry for justice. You can see I'm wearing black. Yes. Before I even dive into the story, this little girl that has been cut short of life without living the future that she was deserving to live, may her soul rest in peace. But we will not be silent. We have to speak out, fight for justice, so that another girl somewhere right now going through the same molestation should be free. Let's stop saying protecting the family dignity at the detriment of little children that cannot speak for themselves. We were meant to protect them, but yet we let them die in pain. We silence them. This is what happened to Ochania. Ochania was only 8 years old when the nightmare began. She was living with her aunt, trusted family, the kind of place a child should feel safe. But inside that house, evil was living too. She was abused, not once, not twice, but for years, by those who were meant to protect her. How? A grown-up man and his son. And when the woman of that house discovered what was happening to this little girl, Ochania, instead of safety and justice, there was silence and shame. Years later, after silence, and the molestation continued, father and son, from the age of 8 to the age of 9, to the age of 10, to the age of 11, to the age of 12, it continued. And this child was voiceless. She was silent. Her aunts that were supposed to protect her saw it right red-handed, did nothing. Reported to the head of households, the so-called husband. The husband then joined the son. Both of them were molesting this little girl. And nothing happened for years. And as we speak now, the child died at the age of 13. The child passed away at the age of 13. From the molestation, the pain, the silence, people not believing her. So years later, that silence turned deadly. Ochania passed away at the age of 13. Allegedly, as the online has it, she developed a condition, a medical condition they call VVF, vasovaginal fistula. It's a condition. That's something break at the wall of your bladder. Instead of urine to go through the urethra, it just flow out of your VG. They say this girl developed that condition allegedly as the online holds because of repeated molestation, and that is what took away her life. As a result of enduring repeated molestation, repeated abuse, so what kind of society are we leading as adults, and we are supposed to protect children? Right before our own nose, this is happening. Right before our own eyes, this is happening. What kind of adults are we? We fail. Her passing away is not just a tragedy. It is an indictment of how our society has failed our children. Because in too many homes, especially across Africa, children are being molested. Abuse is the order of the day. They silence them. They cover it up. They threaten them. If you say it, if you speak, and they die in silence. We protect family names instead of protecting children. We whisper instead of fighting them back. This is not the first time they're burying a victim that has passed on due to sexual abuse. Not twice. We bury victims who were once in pain, who were once maybe they feel ashamed to speak out because of what the society will say. This is not the time to silence. We are failing the children that's supposed to look up to us as adults. If this keep happening, if this keep repeating. So what is the bigger problem right in our hands as I'm speaking? Is this a problem? We have to stand up. We have to fight back. We have to speak out. We have to believe them when they say it. I see Judith is watching. Hi, Judith. How is your day going? Yes, I'm talking about children molestation. It's something that happened, especially across African home. Notwithstanding, it happens everywhere on the globe. But where there's lawlessness, people do that and still walk freely on the streets. And that is the problem. Is it a problem? We as adults that we're supposed to protect children, we are failing them. We don't believe them when they even say it. When we see it ourselves, we don't take any action because we want to protect the family name. It doesn't work like that. How many of Ochania are we going to keep losing? How many have we lost before now? So there is a problem. there is a problem. So let's be honest. Child molestation is not new across the globe, especially Africa. It's just often hidden behind respect of elders. Elders that don't value the pain of children. Family is family matter, so we should settle it within the family. We should not let the outsider know about it. And don't disgrace our name. Be silent. If I hear you say it to anybody, protect our family names. It will bring shame to the family. Some people just ignore for obvious reasons. But silence doesn't protect anyone. It destroys generations. And children who even survive the molestation, they grow up being traumatized, depressed, and you wonder why we have a lot of chaos in the society. Children that we were supposed to protect them, we failed them. There are children right now, as I speak, sleeping next to their abusers. Children being told to keep quiet. Children too afraid to speak because they know no one will believe them. And until we start calling a spade, speaking it out, naming the truth, that molestation is not a mistake. It is intentional. It's not a mistake for an adult to do whatever nonsense they do with children. It is not a mistake. It is intentional. Until we start speaking the truth, until we start thinking that is a shame to the family, until we start protecting those children and instead of silencing them over our own selfish interests. And until we start naming it that it is molestation, it is never going to change. Until we start stating that it's not a mistake, it is a crime. When an adult, you as an adult doing that to a child, is a crime. Until we start saying that. I have 2 people watching me. Thank you for joining my life. Mommy Julian, I see you. Yes, I'm talking about child molestation. There is a case going on online right now. A 13-year-old who lost her life. She has been molested for years. She was living with family, trusted people that are supposed to protect her. Her cousin and the auntie's husband that's supposed to be like a dad to her were molesting her. Not 1 year, not 2 years, for several years. Even when she complained and the aunt saw the son doing that red-handed, but nothing happened. In the name of protecting the family name. So it's something serious. How many of the Ochania that are we going to lose? As I'm speaking, there is a child that is being silent somewhere, not to speak up. In the name of protecting family names. Don't bring shame to us. It's our family matters. We don't need an outsider. But they keep repeating. And some of them who doesn't pass away from the molestations, from the trauma, from the depressed, because nobody will believe them, or they don't have nobody to talk to. They grow up to be very recalcitrant adults because they have depressions. Their mind has been upset. They see the world as evil. And then we wonder why the world has a lot of chaos. Until we start accepting that molestation is not a mistake, it's a crime. It's a crime. Until the society start waking up, picking the law and putting in action, giving just causes to the victims, and persecuting the perpetrators, not just having laws on papers. We will keep going around the circle and keep losing children who has brighter future ahead of them for same things that the society that's supposed to protect children, adults that's supposed to protect children, are failing them. Molestation is a crime. If we don't accept that it's a crime, keep saying it's a mistake. Oh, I just did it one time. Oh, it's not me. Do you know my position? Do you know my title? Do you want to mess my name? I didn't do it. If I hear from anyone, if you voice it out, there will be more of Ochaniers. So let the society wake up. It's a cry of a mother. It's a cry of anyone who have conscience. We need a change. And what needs to be changed? That's the question. What needs to be changed? If a child of 8 years gone through molestation, 8 to 13, that's about 5 years in pain. Not that people were not aware. She even presented a live interview that they posted online, and nothing happened till she passed away. So that shows the kind of society that we are in. Society that's supposed to protect us. So society that's supposed to protect children. Adults who live in the society are satisfying their own ego at the detriment of vulnerable children that cannot speak for themselves. We need to do something. What needs to be changed? That's the big question. We need to start talking. We need to start talking about child molestation, child abuse. We need to start reporting it. We need to start believing children when they say it to us. Even at the least way they try to express it, you need to believe them, report, let the Lord take it due course. And the worst thing about the situation in the hand is, I hear the perpetrators are moving freely on the streets and they claim they're innocent, that there's not enough proof. What proof did they need again? The child spoke for herself on a live interview that was presented online. Medical report has been presented. That is not proof enough. The auntie who was supposed to be protecting her saw the son live at direct in the act, and it wasn't still proof enough until we lost the child. Things like this should not be swept under the carpet. Things like this should be a time to sound the bell louder, to create more awareness, especially across Africa, where the law does not mean anything. And I know it happens everywhere on the globe. We need to start talking. We need to start believing the children when they say or when they speak out in any least way possible. We need stronger laws that works, not just law that slips on papers. Nothing happened, never used, never put into actions. We need parents, teachers, churches, mosques, neighbors, everyone. It's not a single-handed something for one person. It's the entire community, the entire neighborhood, the entire society. Everyone to stop it. Stop saying it's not your business. Stop saying it's not your business. And that is why the African will say it's the entire village to raise a child. Meaning a child's problem is everybody's problem. Stop saying it is not your business. It is your business. We need a society where children can live freely. We need a society where children can have trust and confidence in the adults that are supposed to protect them. We're talking about a case that has just, lost her life. Her bright future has been cut short. Her poor parents sent her from the village to live with her aunt in town, hoping that she will get a better life and a brighter future. But the reverse was true. Evil live in the same house with her. People who were supposed to be protecting her took advantage of her. Even when she spoke out, nobody believed her until she is no more. We lost her. Every child is our business. Every child deserves protection. Every child deserves dignity. Every child deserves safety. Every child deserves peace. Now we are turning the pain of this little girl into purpose. We want to use this as a teachable moment. We want to create awareness again through the incident that just happened. We want to call on everyone. It's not one person's issue, it's the societal problem. One child that has been failed, the society has been failed. How many of these children are undergoing the same thing right now? That they cannot speak out. And the trauma that comes for victim of RAPPR that even survive, they live with the trauma for the rest of their life. They live with the trauma that it doesn't go away. They grow up, you wonder why they can't make good housewife, why they cannot focus in life, why they cannot complete their educations, why anything they try to do, it look like they are confused. You nurse the seed of confusion in them. And when they act like confusion, you complain. That's why the society have a lot of chaos. Until we start accepting, talking about it, bringing justice into action. Stop silencing them. Stop saying our family matter. It's not your business. Protect our family name. Don't bring shame to us. It's a lie. Even when there is proof, they say they still need enough proof. No, we need to stop it. Yes, like right now, we need to stop it. So, to the memory of Ochania and every child who has never got justice, we will not forget you. Your story will not fade into hashtag and end there. We need action. It will become a movement for change. What has just happened to this little girl? One voice, one conversation, one act of courage at a time. And if you're watching me this night, if you're under the sound of my voice tonight, you have a platform, any individual, you have any social media platform, it's a duty for you. Use it. Let the movement be massive. Let's hear our voices. If you have a platform, use it. If you are a parent, listen. Your children, they are not telling lies. Believe them when they complain to you. If you are a teacher, a leader, a neighbor, protect the ones who cannot protect themselves. And if you're a survivor, your life still matters. Your voice can still be heard. Speak up. Write to somebody. I am also available. Talk to me privately in my inbox. We will not sleep till justice prevails. All the society need to wake up. It's not a one-man fight. We must break the silence before the silence break us. We must act now before we count another victim death or living with a trauma. This is not just a story of a little girl in Nigeria. It is a reality that has been roaming across especially Africa and the globe at large. It is not just a Nigerian problem. That is why I come into to lend my voice to add to the majority that are already talking about it. We want justice to prevail, so that people who are still doing the same act, they should think twice. Or somebody who is thinking to do the same thing, think twice. We are here to protect the children as adults. It's part of the duty. It takes the whole community to stop crime. It takes the whole community to nurture normal, moral, societal behaviors. Let's believe our children when they speak out. Let's stop saying protecting family name. It's not your business. It's our family matter. Don't bring shame to the family. We need to talk about it. And that is why I put up this camera this evening. That this is a movement. It will not just end in hashtag. And it goes both ways. Sometimes it's not just the girl. It's just that girls are more vulnerable and they're the most common victim of molestations. Sometimes too, they are boys. But we are meant to protect these children. They're supposed to believe us. They're supposed to feel safe around us, have peace around us. So this little girl has been living with trauma, fear, doubt, nobody believing her for 5 good years. Until she surrendered everything. And now she's no more. Well, it is me, Dying 360 vibes. Let's speak up. Let's stand up. Let's save the next child before it's too late. The society cannot keep repeating the same cycle. Maybe this child could have been safe when she did the live interview. Maybe this child could have been safe when the auntie who was supposed to protect her saw the son live and direct. When the auntie complained to the husband joined the child in the whole act, and both of them from the son now it becomes 2 of them, and they keep doing it. And the auntie kept quiet, like, why? Justice for every child. Ochaniya stories must not be in vain. It will not go for nothing. That's just what I'm saying. Tonight I speak for every child whose pen was buried in silence. This story isn't just like, it's not easy for me to say it. I am wearing black because mothers are bleeding. No mother should go through the kind of pain of losing your child through somebody you trust that's supposed to, prioritize the safety of the children or the child that is entrusted in their hands. I'm speaking for every child whose pen has been buried in silence, whom they have carried their burden all along and they don't have nobody they can share with, and it's traumatizing them. Speak out. Speak out. Parents, you have to start listening and believing your children. Teachers, churches, leaders, we have to start believing them. Because in too many homes, there are abusers hiding behind its respect, its family name. Do you know my position? Do you want to rent my title? Do you want to rent my reputation? What reputation if you cannot protect a little child placed before you? Let's break the silence together. This is a cry for help. A cry for awareness. A cry for awakeness. A cry to believe and fight. A cry to use the law, not just leave it on piece of papers. A cry that is everybody's responsibility to protect a child. When you see something, say something. And when they say it, believe them. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Don't shame them. Don't traumatize them. Make them feel comfortable to report such incidents. And it's not a mistake. It's a crime. It's a crime that needs to be punished. Let's break the silence. Justice for our children. If you stand for every child's right to safety and dignity, the society will be a little bit clean. And now you think that if those who survive it, they live with the trauma, the cycle might continue. We have to break it. I'm ending it tonight. I'm giving that assignment. It's everybody's duty to protect the children that are around you. Stop saying it's our family matter. It's not your business. It's everybody's business. We lost a child with a bright future. Yes, we just lost her. How many of the Ochania are going through the same thing right now? So not to remain here singing the same thing. We have to fight, we have to report, and we have to educate our children above all. We have to educate them. When they start seeing signs of any adult around them becoming unsafe, they should know. And they should speak out. When they speak out, believe them and take due courses for justice to prevail. I wish the story was the other way around, that this child has not lost the life. But before it gets to everybody's hands, she is normal. But her story will not go in vain. We want to start it as a movement. We want to create awareness. We're calling on everybody, because it's happening everywhere, every day. Children need to be safe. Children need to be in peace. Children need to be loved and corrected. So, dear listener, this is not a regular story like I would do. I'm saying with a lot of heaviness in me, but I have to say my own take. It's so painful from a mother's point of view, a sister, anybody with a conscience, for two grown-up adults to be so greedy that they take advantage of a little girl just to satisfy their greedy egos. And now they are trying to say, oh, there's no enough proof. Oh, there's not enough evidence. What evidence do they need with medical records? With the child speaking for herself on the live interview that is everywhere online now before she passed on. And the law let them moving around freely? No, we don't pamper criminals. Yeah, so thank you. If you have joined this live or you'll be watching after, it's a call for action to everyone. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Mommy Julianne, for joining the live. It was an impromptu live. I didn't plan to come live. I see another person has joined as well. But with what is going on, it's not a time to stay silent. I see Adeyinka Akinsola watching. Thank you. Yes, I was talking about the devastating story of a little girl that is trending online everywhere. Is this our responsibility? Is it a time to use this and teach your children to speak out, to be able to tell you when something of this sort is happening? Or if, even though they are relative, if their actions start becoming uncomfortable around them, they should be able to talk. And when they talk, believe them. Stop saying protecting family name, don't bring shame to the family. No. Stop saying it's not your business, it's our family matter. It is a societal problem. Like they say, a one more person does not raise a child. It takes a village. So when you see something, say something. Stop covering it. Stop saying, do you know my position? Do you want to ruin my reputation? No. We need to fight for every child that has suffered the same and your voice has not been heard. For somebody still going through it, don't die in silence. Speak to someone. If you are not comfortable to talk to the people around you, slide into my DM. Whatever you are in the globe, we will stand for you. We will find a way to bring justice to life. And thank you all. Have a great evening. Adeyinka Akinsola, thank you for joining my life. Mommy Julian, thank you. Judith, thank you. So this is not just a one child story, it's every child stories, because it could be any child. You all have a great evening, and let's keep our eyes open. Let's take the challenge to protect children around us, especially those that we have accountability over them, those that has been entrusted in our hands to bring them in the right societal upbringing. We take advantage of them, probably because they are the less privileged, probably because they cannot provide for themselves. If not, why would the child even be with the aunt? Maybe out of good heart, the mother sent the child to the aunt. Family that's supposed to love, and protect. They molest and send you to your early grave. So, it's time to take action. While we mourn for the little girl, let's use it as a teachable moment as well, as a time to educate the masses, the children. Both adult and children need to get this awareness. That adult, you have to protect the children, and if you see something, report. Children should know when it's becoming uncomfortable. Some kind of movement when you are beside an adult, be it your aunt, uncle, cousins, nephew that you are around, you start seeing them with some inappropriate touching conversations, speak up, because they're trying to ruin your life. So that is our takeaway. I will end it right here. Thank you all so much, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye bye. This is Dying 360 Vibe.